Hello everyone, and welcome to our video today, where we're going to go over some quick and simple ways to try and keep scammers out of our personal devices in this highly digital age. I have a few quick things to mention before we step into sharing the tips. But first, all our info for the video today comes from the FTC, and as per usual, the links to learn more are available in the video's description. So here we go. The first thing I want to mention is that I acknowledge that simple and quick are subjective terms, and that accomplishing these tips may take longer and be harder for some folks than it is for others. This video is not intended to make anyone feel frustrated or feel bad about their level of digital familiarity. These are simply the most readily available tools you can implement to try and protect yourself. If you own a smart device, you can implement these tips. If you are struggling to understand or complete some of these tasks and you have someone in your life you can ask for help, and I know not everyone does, but if you do, please reach out and ask them to help you. Perhaps it's a younger neighbor or a family member, a librarian, or even a social worker may be able to sit down and help you or send you to someone who can. If none of these options are available to you, then I suggest perhaps you turn to YouTube. Type in the subject you're confused about and see what video results you get. An example would be, what is a passkey? Or how do I lock my phone? Or even setting up two-factor authentication on my Facebook. There will be a video out there, and it can jumpstart your education, and you'll learn something, and maybe even feel a bit more confident in your own digital knowledge afterward. Learning requires patience, so be prepared to be patient with yourself. You are not alone, and your digital security matters. Everyone has something that the hackers would find useful, so don't let them take advantage of you. The second thing I want to mention is that, unfortunately, there is no guarantee that these tactics will prevent you from getting hacked. The unfortunate thing is that scammers and hackers are smart, and the AI, the resources, and the skills that they have been developing are honed and manipulative. Doing all the preventative measures I'll mention in the video can feel very satisfying, but it does not mean that you should stop being cautious and vigilant. Ultimately, we have to be our own technology advocates. That said, these tips I'm about to share are a great place to start. Okay, thank you for your patience. On to the tips. Tip number 1, secure your accounts so they're hard to crack. Use a strong, unique password for every account you have. That means a different password for each of your emails, your Facebook, your Instagram, your online banking account, your Netflix account, etc. Don't reuse passwords. That's how many of these big company data breaches are happening. Employees reusing passwords. If you have to write your passwords down in order to keep track of them, please lock them in a safe or lockbox, and whatever you do, don't put them next to the computer, don't put them in the drawer near the computer, and please don't tape them to the computer. Turn on two-factor authentication, 2FA, otherwise known as MFA or multi-factor authentication, on your accounts. If given the option, don't use the text MFA, where you receive a text message with a code. You can choose to get an email or use an authenticator app like Google Authenticator, for example, which generates a verification passcode. Or you can use a security key, which is a physical device you can buy that uses encryption to confirm that the key is associated with your account. Some security keys plug into a USB port or use NFC to connect to your device when you hold it physically close. One example of a security key is YubiKey from a company called Yubico, but there are others out there. They all have reviews, and there are videos further explaining security keys on YouTube. Tip number 2, keep your security software, operating system, internet browsers, and apps up to date to defend against the latest threats. The operating system on your phone and other devices have security features built in. Manufacturers regularly push out free updates to protect you against security threats. Setting your phone to automatically update the OS, the operating system, will help you stay up to date with the latest protections. Also, the FTC recommends deleting any apps you don't use. Number 3, Your wireless network is the gateway to all the Wi-Fi enabled devices in your home. In order to protect those connected devices, replace the default network password and router admin password with a strong, complex password of your own making. The default password that the router came with, for example, is potentially the same password that all the routers sold at that time were given, meaning there could be thousands to millions of routers out in the world, all with your same password. And you can bet if a hacker breaks into a router and gets its password, they're going to try it on others' systems. So it's best to change it as soon as possible and encrypt your network to prevent unauthorized access. Tip number 4, set your computer and phone to lock when you're not using them. Yes, that means having to unlock the device to use it. Your options may include scanning your face or fingerprint, aka your biometrics, to prove it's you and unlock, or entering a 6-digit passcode to unlock it, or even choosing and completing a little pattern on your screen. Implementing one of these does slow you down accessing your phone or other device, but it can prevent unauthorized access if someone nefarious physically gets a hold of your device. And tip number 5, back up your devices to the cloud or to an external device. Our devices are breakable and we can lose them or they can get stolen. Backing up your device allows you to recover your info if something goes wrong, and turn on the phone feature that helps you track a lost or stolen phone. It also allows you to remotely lock or erase your phone if someone steals it or you absolutely cannot find it. You should also back up the info on your laptop or other devices so your info can be recovered if the device gets infected, hacked, stolen, or lost. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.